Kevin Durant is most likely going to get traded from the Phoenix Suns this offseason. Brian Windhorst from ESPN reports they're going to trade KD, and he knows it. KD even said, whichever team gets me, I'm going to make a difference, and I'm still in my prime. That's Kevin Durant basically telling us, the fans, the media, the league, that he's getting traded. So if Kevin Durant gets traded this offseason, that's going to be number 3 of his career. He got traded from the Golden State Warriors to the Brooklyn Nets, and then from the Brooklyn Nets to the Phoenix Suns, where he is on now, which they were already exploring trades during the trade deadline that KD refused to get traded. KD is fine requesting a trade, but when the team goes out and exploring trades without him knowing, that's an issue. All jokes aside, Kevin Durant is keeping this situation completely professional. He knows he's going to get traded. The front office knows he's going to get traded. So he's just going out there for the Phoenix Suns, and he's just going to play basketball. He's going to play every single game that he's able to play. He's not going to be dramatic. He's not going to be moody. If they make the playoffs, if they don't make the playoffs, if they make the play-in, if they don't make the play-in, he's going to play every game that he is able to without any complaints. Like I said earlier in the video, the Suns tried to shop Kevin Durant during the trade deadline, but he basically kind of shut down every single trade. There was a trade, basically a done deal, sending Kevin Durant back to Golden State, but Kevin Durant basically shut that down because he just didn't want to go back and play for the Warriors. I mean, my opinion, I wouldn't have minded him going back to the Warriors, him pairing up with Steph Curry once again for one last ride, trying to compete for that one last title. But you kind of got to give KD some respect. He just didn't want to go back. But that didn't faze the Warriors because the Warriors went out and got themselves Jimmy Butler, which he's been playing excellent for them. That team has playing excellent ever since acquiring Jimmy Butler. One thing I hope the front office of the Phoenix Suns do in the offseason when they trade Kevin Durant, if they trade Kevin Durant, I hope they get pieces to build around Devin Booker to compete, because I wouldn't want to see Booker on the Phoenix Suns again just to be a tanking team, because I don't think they're going to trade Devin Booker. Devin Booker is a for-lifer for that Phoenix Suns roster, for that Phoenix Suns organization. But, I mean, you never know. But I genuinely don't think. It would be extremely surprising if the Phoenix Suns trade Devin Booker. They won't. But Kevin Durant, yeah, they're going to trade him. I'm just saying I hope they just don't dump him for a bunch of draft picks, a young player. I hope they can get a guy that can compete now. Obviously, you still want draft picks because you need your draft picks back because you lost so many. But try to get a guy that can compete now, complement Devin Booker's game, get some draft picks, get a couple other mediocre bench pieces, and see with that, because it would be tragic to see this Phoenix Suns team go down the rabbit hole again. I mean, they're pretty bad this season. They might not even make the play-in tournament. But if you could get the right pieces for Kevin Durant, which you 100% can. Kevin Durant, I know he's on the older side. He's approaching out of his prime. Maybe. But I'm sure you could still get a good load of stuff in that trade. So let's talk about what teams should be interested in this Kevin Durant saga, this Kevin Durant sweepstakes. I think the Timberwolves should be interested. I think the Rockets should 100% be interested. And I think the Suns should be interested in trading with the Rockets so they can get their first round picks back. But I think the Mavericks should be interested. And I think the Grizzlies also should be interested. All right, so for the Timberwolves, this would be really tricky because the Timberwolves are a very, very deep tax team. They pay a lot of guys a lot of money. So I don't really know if you would be able to make this trade. I'm sure these guys would know. These guys would figure it out. But you would probably have to give up. You would 100% have to give up Julius Randle, maybe Naz Reid, maybe Jaden McDaniels, Dante DiVincenzo. I'm just naming some of their contracts. You don't got to give up all these guys, but the Suns would probably want Rob Dillingham. Probably 2 firsts, 3 firsts to make that work. So I think if Minnesota wants it, you got to give up at least some of those guys and give up some draft capital. All right, so for the Houston Rockets, it would be kind of a trade surrounded this package right here, Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Fred VanVleet and Jabari Smith Jr. You probably don't want to give up Jabari Smith Jr., but you're getting Kevin Durant. You might have to. Fred VanVleet for the contract. He's making 42 M's, and obviously you give up draft capital. This website doesn't let you put in picks, but you probably give up 2-3 first round picks. Get the Phoenix Suns picks back. That's really the main reason why you're trading Kevin Durant to the Rockets. I'm sure the Rockets would really want him. But yeah, the Kevin Durant trade to the Rockets would be surrounded like this. Now let's talk about the Mavericks. Let's see if Nico Harrison can do something, fix his mistakes, create a big three, win a championship. Kevin Durant is getting sent to the Dallas Mavericks for Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford. That makes the money work. Obviously, like I always say, you put in some draft picks, 2-3 first round picks, and that might be a trade. Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford would be solid role players for the Suns. I'm not sure how well Klay Thompson would fit on that team, but those are the guys that will make the money work and will make this trade successful to happen. Just gotta see what the teams are thinking. And lastly, this is a trade that would send Kevin Durant to the Memphis Grizzlies for Desmond Bane and Brandon Clark. I mean, the Grizzlies probably don't want to give up Desmond Bane, but you're gonna have to if you want Kevin Durant. Obviously, Desmond Bane, Brandon Clark. You probably could throw in Gigi Jackson in there as well. The Suns would probably want that. And obviously 2-3 first round picks. But this would be the trade package around Kevin Durant to Memphis. Alright, so yeah, where do you guys think Kevin Durant's going to go? I just gave a couple of trade ideas. My prediction is probably going to be the Rockets, just because the Suns are probably going to try to force that trade. Because the Suns, I'm sure they really, really want their first round picks back. So, what are we thinking? Where will Kevin Durant get traded to?